Good morning, Arlington. Hope you are all staying well, and I hope you're all staying fit and healthy. And I also hope you are trialing out our videos we've been making for you, our exercise videos. And we're going to have a load more for you this week as well. I just want to do my weekly tip on different ways you can stretch your body. We did the neck and the shoulders last week. So today I'm just going to show you demonstrate some lower back stretches, because even though we're sitting down, we actually are in the worst posture for our lower backs. Seating position is not kind to us. So we actually need to work on stretching, and it's really nice to maybe stretch before you know you're going to be sitting down in front of your computer for the day, and then perhaps do the same stretches at the end. And it's only 4 or 5 minutes. So bring yourself to the floor. You're going to start in child's pose. So child's pose is most people's favorite positioning. And I want you to just be very aware, not everyone is comfortable with child's pose. And if you're not, you can come into a cat stretch, which I will demonstrate. Now, the best way to sit in child's pose is bring your big toes together and take your knees almost as far apart as your mat. And then just allow your arms to gently drop down, perhaps to your elbows, and then sink your head and chest down. That might be enough for you. Or if you want a full stretch, slide your fingers forward and then melt your head and chest down between your shoulders, resting your forehead to the floor. So this is a really comfortable child's pose for me. Some people might want to even take a wide stance in the knees, and they're quite open in their hips, and then you can just feel that sinking sensation a little bit more. If you really can't find this position and it's really uncomfortable for your knees and hips, another thing is to maybe get a cushion, and you can prop it up underneath your bottom, sitting on your calves, and then try and sit back and just drop to your elbows. And if you feel that works for you, that's great. If it still doesn't, then come into a cat stretch. And a cat stretch is hands and knees underneath hips, and we just tuck the chin, we curl the spine, we arch through the spine. Imagine you're pushing the floor away, opening out those shoulder blades, and then squeezing through your core into the lower belly to really help tuck the tailbone under. And you want to feel those shoulder blades opening and the spine flexing. So this is just a nice alternative to a cat stretch. Now, nice alternative to child's pose. Now, drop yourself down towards the floor. If you're in child's pose, we're just going to focus on perhaps sliding the hands in a little bit, and then gently push through the arms and feel your bottom sinking deeper down towards your heels. And once you've got that full connection, then stretch your arms forward again and sink down. After a couple of breaths, I want you to repeat the same process. Slide your hands in, push your bottom down into your heels, and extend the arms and melt the head and chest. And now if you're in a cat stretch, it's the same thing. You can just inhale into an extension. So if I show you sideways, you're letting your back dip down. Your bottom slightly in the air, and your eye gaze is up, your shoulders are pulled back. And then you undulate through the spine, curling up, tucking everything through, squeezing up through those abs, and then allowing that flow through the spine, eye gaze, and bottom up. And if you wished, you can just try both exercises if both exercises work for you. They're both really beneficial for the back. It mobilizes that spine inflection and extension. So if you're here, just take another couple of breaths. And then begin to walk your hands in slightly, and then push yourself up to your hands and knees. Good. So we're going to take it around onto our bottoms. And I want you to just bend your legs in towards your chest. And I want you to flex your feet. So your feet are at dorsiflexion. Now, this is a really good stretch for your sacrum, which sits in the lower back. So you're going to hold your hands around the outside edges of your feet. Or perhaps you can take them over the top. And if that still doesn't work for you, if you have a band, you can hold a band. If you know you're very tight in your hamstrings or you're tight in your back, use a band. Or you can open the knee slightly and come inside for that position, if that works for you. Excuse me. So ideally, we're wrapped around the outside edges of our legs. You're going to drive the head and the chest down towards the thighs. So I'm connecting my abdomen and my chest into my thighs. And I want you to slowly slide your legs away. Only go so far where your chest stays connected. If you start to lose that connection, you're going to take it into the hamstrings, which is great, but we're focusing on the lower back. Excuse me. So just breathe in and exhale, sink down. And you're just trying to slide your heels away as best you can, not losing that connection to your chest and thighs. And that is key. And that is where I just feel that lower back opening out. I'm just going to pause here and just breathe into it. Inhaling and exhaling. Just take a couple more breaths. Go that a little bit further, maybe slide those heels a tiny bit more, sink down. And again, it doesn't matter if you're up here, okay? If you're really tight, you'll feel the stretch. If you're really just feeling tension, but try not to take those shoulders up, relax them. And then slowly, wherever you are, just roll yourself back up. And then bring your legs into a comfortable cross-leg position. And we're just going to do a little opening up through the lower back on one side. So if you can sit comfortably with your legs crossed, I want you to put your left foot in front of your right. If you are not comfortable with crossed legs, again, prop yourself up on a pillow or roll your mat, see what works for you. And then I want you to just wiggle your feet a little bit further away so you're not too tucked in. Bring your hands behind, lift up tall. We're going to gently turn towards this left leg. And you're going to gently sink down. So just breathe and drop. Now you might find you feel that in your hip, you might find in the buttock area. That's fine. That all connects to your lower back. And I want you to keep your left hip firmly down and just relax and breathe down into that left leg. So you're just imagining to get your chest dropping towards the thigh, the chin towards the knee. Just bending through the elbows, allowing that give. And then slowly, when you're ready, stay low, walk your hands into the center, take a couple of breaths there, and then walk your hands back in. And just repeat on the other side. Once you reach the top, you swap your feet over. You turn towards that knee, so we're going to the right side this time, and we just gently drop down, and then sink your head and chest down. So the spine flex in your natural position. Pin the right hip down and you'll feel that stretch into the lower back and perhaps across your left hip. Sorry, you might feel a stretch in your right hip, you might feel it in your left. We're all built differently, we feel things in different ways. So just breathe into whatever works for you. Always good to focus on your tight area, and on the inhalation, breathe into that tightness. And on your exhalation, just let it go. And take one more breath here. And then just slowly walk your hands back to the center. And we're going to walk in, coming all the way back to a nice, comfortable, neutral spine. Roll those shoulders, always sit nice and tall. Draw up through your core, open your arms. And then inhale, always take a long, deep breath up towards the sky. Interlace those fingers like this. Take a deep stretch. And then allow your arms just to drop down. And that is your lower back stretch for today. Have a wonderful day, and I will look forward to giving you your third tip for your third week next week. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe and well. Bye-bye.